Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you all. Welcome to level 1, lesson 1 of Arabic alphabets. So, in Arabic alphabets, we have 28 alphabets, and they are all those 28 letters as we learn them one by one. We're not going to go back and look at other two important things that are going to be useful while you start reciting Quran. So remember, the purpose of learning these alphabets, these letters, is to be able to recite Quran, right? So there is something we call makharij al-huruf, the coming out of the letters, like the sounding of the letters. So you're not going only to learn how to read or how to recognize them. You're going to also learn how to bring those letters out, how to sound, how to make the right sounds of those letters in order to recite. Remember, reading is not the same as reciting. You need to know how to recite Quran. So reading and reciting are completely different. That's why we're going to learn the face of the letters, which is like how the letters look like in different parts of a word. We're also going to look at the faces, what we call the faces, like how do they look? How do they look? Because they look different. How do they look when they are that letter, that particular letter, when it's at the beginning of the word? How does it look when it's in the middle of the word? How does it look when it's at the end of the word? How does it look? There are also some about 7 alphabets that don't connect at all. So when you are writing, they don't connect to anywhere. Let me show you something. You see here we have this letter. This is the second letter in Arabic alphabets. This is ba, which is equivalent to B. So A, B. So far we have the same arrangement. Also, like in English, we have A, B. So this is B, which is ba in Arabic. So this letter, luckily, it can connect. Like it can connect anywhere. It's a connecting letter, but some letters are not connecting letters. So this B at the beginning, it looks like this. It will not finish until here. It looks like this. So this is where you connect another letter. This is where you will connect another letter. So for example, we have a letter M, or what we call mim in Arabic, or ma. It's usually like this. Okay? It's like this. So this mim, we want to connect it to B. We're going to connect it right here. Yeah, if now this meme is ending the word, you bring that the whatever here, the tail, you bring it down, you put it anywhere you want. Yeah, if it's ending. So if it's not ending, again it's going to slide like this. So we have B, which looks like this at the beginning. Then we connect it to meme, which is M, looks like this. And we have meme like this because it's now in the middle. It needs to be connected to something else. So those are the connecting letters. We have some letters that are non-connecting letters. For example, za, which is Z, equivalent to Z. It's something like this with a dot. Something like this with a dot. This is connecting only here on this side. It's not connecting here. Okay, so it's connecting from the right side. Only on the right side you can connect it. So this Z can be connected to this meme. It can be connected to B. It can be connected anywhere, but it can be connected only on the right side. It cannot be connected on the left side here. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, we're going to be looking at least three sets, because you know, we're adults. We're not going to take forever about only 28 alphabets. We're not gonna take forever. So let's go ahead and start with the first set, which is these 3 letters. So we have which is alif. This is alif. Okay, this is alif, a standing stick. Then you have ba, equivalent to B, like this, like, I don't know, like a bowl with a dot under. The dot is under. That's how you going to know this is B, when it has a dot under it, and it has to be 1 dot. So this is B. Then we have ta, equivalent to T. It has 2 dots in the middle. But now this T here, when the other faces of it, when it's in a word, when it's in a word or in a sentence, these 2 dots are not going to be in the middle. They are going to be right here on top of this. So let me show it to you. Now this is the T at the beginning. This is the face of the T, or this is how the T looks like at the beginning of a letter. The dots are going to be right here. You see, this is the dots are going to be right here. You see, they're not going to be in the middle because we're going to connect this letter. Like this is a connecting letter. We're going to connect it. We're going to connect another letter here, another the alphabet. We're going to connect another alphabet here. And even if it's in the middle, now this is in the beginning. This is how it looks like in the beginning. Now, when it's in the middle, which means here it's connected and here it's connected, it looks like this when it's in the middle. So this is, let's say this is ta. Basically this is ta. Now this is ta at the beginning. Let's give it b, like beginning, at the beginning of a word. This is ta. Now this is ta or t at in the middle. See the difference of these two? These are all the faces of ta letter. So Arabic alphabet. Sorry. This is ta, the ta you see in alphabet when you're learning alphabets. Now this is ta. As I told you when I was starting, I'm not going to go back and show you the faces. As we go, as we look at one by one letters, we're going to be looking at the faces. So this is what we call the faces. Now we're going to be looking at the faces of those letters, and at the same time we're going to be looking at the sound. How does this letter sound? Like how do you manage to make a right sound of this letter? We're going to be looking at that as we go, Okay, so this is how it looks like when it's in the middle. This is how it looks like when it's at the beginning, so that you can connect another letter here. When it's in the middle, it looks like this because there is a letter that was starting. So a letter that is starting the word is right here, and a letter you will connect it to right after the ta will be right here. Okay, so don't mind about these balls, yeah. Okay, you've seen so far 3 different types of ta, and these all are ta, but this ta, you're going to see it if it's alone, it's not connected. Why is it not connected? It's because the letter that follows it is a non-connecting letter. The alphabet that follows it was a non-connecting alphabet, and the alphabet that is before it is also a non-connecting alphabet. So that's when that's the only way you're going to see this ta in a full form. So this is now ta in a full form, like this. So this is in a full form, right? So we've seen so far 3 faces. This is a face of a ta when it's in a full form. This is a face of a ta when it's at the beginning. And this, which I have confused you with it, let me do it again. This doesn't have to be that tall though. Okay, now this is ta in the middle. So how does a ta at the end of the word looks like? The ta at the end of the word, it either gonna look like this, opposite of this. It's opposite of this. It's gonna look like this, or it's gonna look like this. For example, let's say mim and the ending at the ta, like a heart. At the end of most surahs, you always see something like this. This is also a ta, but when it's at the end, there is a rule in reciting Quran which will not allow it to be pronounced as ta. It's going to be pronounced as something else. We will look at it when we get there, inshallah. Okay, we are still at our 2 sets. Let's go back now. We are now looking at the alphabets in whole, like in a full form. We have a, we have ba, we have ta, then we have tha. It has 3 dots. Don't confuse this and this, and don't confuse it with this. They are a set. This is a set of 3 layers. You have to look at them, the connecting is the same. It's the same way you connect them. Here, if it was a bar, these 2 dots won't be here. What will be here? Can you help me and tell me what's going to be here? If it was a bar, remember this is a ta with 2 dots. If it was a bar, it would have only 1 dot here, down here. It wouldn't have these 2 dots, but the connecting would be the same. So we have our 1 first set of 3 letters. This is always alone, and it's also important. It's very useful in a lot of ways. We use it to prolong all of the remaining 27 alphabets. This one here, right here, it's used to prolong. it's used to as a carrier, like it can carry something on top of it, it can carry something here at the bottom. It's a very, very important, this one right here, the first one. Okay, we've seen our three sets. Now how do we pronounce it? The first B, this is B. How do you pronounce B? B is pronounced from the lips, like B, 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 you know, like are you looking at yourself in the mirror right now? Anyway, by the way, something I want to recommend to you, number one tool that is going to help you when it comes to recitation of the Quran, or when it comes to learning how to make the right sounds of this alphabet, with all this alphabet, this Arabic alphabet. Sorry. When it comes to pronouncing these Arabic alphabets, what is going to help you to make the right sounds is a mirror. That's my number one tool I can recommend to you. A mirror or a camera. Yeah. You when you learn, when you get to know, like, you know, which parts of the which parts am I going to use to pronounce, like how exactly am I going to pronounce it to make the right sound, the mirror is going to play a very, very big part, a very, very big role in that. Ba, we have ba, which is pronounced with the lips, so it's a lip letter, ba. We have ta, ta, ta. Two front, the upper front teeth and lower front teeth, put them together, ta, ta, and ta, ta. After putting those, the upper front teeth and lower front teeth together, you bring the tip of the tongue against them. That's how you're going to pronounce ta. You're not going to say ta. We're not going to say, I don't know, any other kind of ta. You have to put it that way, and keep practicing. We need the sound, we need the right sound, because you will be ba, 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 like lips touching, like ba, lips touching, ba. That's how we pronounce ba. A a thousand riyal. Would you love a thousand riyal? Yeah, you would love that, I'm sure. Yeah, so that I think we've at least seen much, like, about this first set of three letters, which are ba, ta, 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 and tha.